Hi, it's Linda with Creative PLR, and today I wanted to share three of my favorite back to school activities. So the first few days when kids go back to school, the teacher's trying to figure out what everybody's name is, what kind of person they are, do they have behavior issues, are they really great at the subject, are they going to be able to help others, and how they work with other people. So we're trying to find all of that out. We want to get to know them. And so my first favorite activity that I use at the beginning of every year, although I always tweak it a little bit, is find someone who. And I also call this the signature activity because this forces people on the first day to get out of their seat, which is very comforting and very safe, and to stand up and go talk to other people. So they have to meet someone, they get to know someone, and this is the beginning of creating friends. So what this is you can make this depending on the size of the class. You can make this as small or as large as you want to. You could make it in a bingo size card that's 5 by 5. This one's 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could make it in a 4 by 5. That would be for a smaller class, or a 4 by 4. You could make it in any size you want. But it's not bingo, there's no free space. So what you do is, depending on the age that you're creating this for, you put something in each one that, it might be something the kids have in common with somebody else. And so, it has 3 older brothers, ate at McDonald's last week, loves, what do they call that, Hawaiian pizza. Okay. Favorite subject is math. Now, as a math teacher, I'm always looking for the kid in the room whose favorite subject is math. And a couple weeks ago, when we did this, I found 2 students who love math. So I'm going to be depending on those to be like peer tutors in the classroom. Went to the beach in the summer. Favorite subject is English. That's really a good skill in math as well. That means you can read and write, and you enjoy that. Rides a bike to school. I think I have rides the bus. Has won some type of award, is on the school newspaper, can count to 10 in Spanish. Now, whenever I do this, I participate also. So I usually tell the kids, okay, I have a class of 33 students. I say there's 34 people in the room. That means you could have 33 possible signatures, so nobody can sign twice. And I included myself in that, but it takes them a while to figure out that I can sign as well. Last week, somebody asked me to count to 10 in Spanish. Fortunately, I could do that. But on most classes, I'm signing the one favorite subject is math. So you just put all kinds of things down here that kids might be interested in doing, as many as you can think. And so you get to know something about them. And you could put, this is the year for the Olympics. You could put, wants to go to the Olympics, loves gymnastics, any of those sports type thing. In fact, you could do a whole Olympic, find someone who. Now, this is not only just good for the beginning of the year, but it's good for individual subjects as well. For instance, this is my math review, find someone who. So there's a really important skill that kids need to learn. It's explaining to each other how to solve things. It really helps them grow mentally and in any subject when they have to explain or teach to another person. So I did a math review, and in a couple of weeks we'll have our first mini test, or the first part of the test, and it's on these different types of skills. And so I put these types of skills on here. The kids are going to get up and go find somebody in the class that can actually do it. However, once they sign their name to a box, they're going to have to show me. And so it will be a show and tell kind of thing. On this one, they're just going to turn in the paper. But on this one, I need that kid to demonstrate how to solve 2x equals 10. I need that kid to say, yes, I can simplify. That becomes 10r plus 15. I want some kid to show me how he can distribute. So you can do these for any type of subject. It's great for vocabulary. It's great for an English class when they're reading a novel. And so they could say something like, what are the 3 main characters in Hamlet? Which character found the buried treasure? I know that's not in Hamlet. Okay. Depending on what book you're reading, you could ask all kinds of not only vocabulary questions, questions about the characters, questions about the plot. So great idea for using not only at the beginning of the year with these generic things or things about students, but during the year to give them practice getting out of their seat. Very important. The blood flow to the brain, you know, that you need oxygen to the brain, and sitting in a seat all day kind of like starts to slow that down a little bit. My next favorite activity is the pennant. And again, this is something that you could use all year around. So let me zoom in. You can just see all I did was create a big shape, a big triangle shape. I fit it on an 8.5 by 11-inch paper. And then I created, since I made it white, and I got a white background, I put a border around it. Now, I could put a color border around it. That would be possible too. So let's go in here, and when you print it out, probably unless you have a colored printer, you're not going to see that colored border, but it is kind of fun. And so at the beginning of the year, I want to know something about the students, so I ask their name, favorite subject, sport, movie, color, quote, future career, top 3 goals, and I put a little bit of black and white images on there so they could color it. That's kind of a fun thing to do. You can vary this. You can say favorite music, who's your favorite artist, favorite song, anything that you want to put on there. But I'm at the high school level. I kind of want to know what future career they are, and we need to get in the habit of helping our students create goals. Now, if you want to change this up for the regular year, I'd leave the name here. I would get rid of this, and you could put some kind of question on there about a book, the plot, who are the 3 main characters of Mice and Men, who are the 3 main characters, and they'd list them. What is the plot? What happens to Lenny in the end? What is your takeaway from here? What did you learn from that? If you're in math like I am, you could have them do a problem. Big problem, they have to solve it, give them a 2-step equation or a multi-step equation, and have them solve it, and then put the answer here at the bottom. So now, this third one is something that I learned to do in middle school. The kids were so crazy about this, they wanted to do it all semester. So what you have to do, this size is a card, and it's going to fit on, 4 of them will fit on a landscape letter size paper. And you're going to give them to the kids, and you're going to tell each kid, and this is a secret, they can't share it with others, about you. Now, they need to write their name on it. I didn't put a place for the name, but they need to write their name. Name something you have in common with most of the class. Now, this is really lame, because when I was in middle school, it said we're all in 8th grade. We're all in the math class together. They would say something lame like that. Some of them are a little more adventurous, but most of them say generic stuff like that. So, name something you have in common with only 1 or 2 people in class. Okay, then they might say we're on the football team together. We're in PE together. We both like the video game Call to Action. We both love Rubik's Cubes. They're going to say something like that. And then now, name something about you that is unique and not shared by anyone else in class. They might say, I was born in a leap year and my birthday is February 29th. Never have that happen, but they could say that. They might say, I live in a trailer. They might say that. So then how you do this is you collect these and you have their name on it. And so what you do, now if they've said something you have in common, okay, so I have all the students stand up. Okay. This person said that they're all in the math class together. Sit down if you're not in this math class. And of course, nobody sits because that's where we are. Okay, name something you have in common only 1 or 2 people in class. You're both wearing red shoes today. And sit down if you're not wearing red shoes. So then it's possible that I have 4 or 5 people wearing red shoes. Not likely, but sometimes. And then the last one, name something about you that is unique and not shared by anyone else. Now, Sit down if your birthday is not March 1st. And so most people would sit down. Now, every once in a while, you have two people left, and I say, oh, Jacob, you weren't the only one that had a birthday on March 1st. Jeremy has a birthday on March 1st, too. You're birthday twins. Or, however you do it. But it lets the kids know something that's unique about them, and it lets them know something about other people in class. So it's kind of fun to do, and the kids want to do it at the beginning of every class for the whole semester. And if you have a large class, it is going to last. You can do 2 a day, and that will last the whole semester. So this is something that you could do throughout the semester, or you could do 2 or 3 a day if you have a smaller class, and by the first quarter, they all know what they have in common. But the kids love doing this. They love standing up and sitting down, and they love looking around and seeing who else shares this thing that I do. So I hope this was fun today, and you've gotten some ideas about things you can create for the classroom that are going to sell. And you can create all 3 different types of things and sell them individually in Etsy and also sell them at a bundle. Until next time, this is Linda at Creative PLR. Subscribe and keep watching for more tips and tricks. Keep creating.